Okay, magandang araw sa inyo muli. This is Coach Eman. For today's video, mag-aaral tayo ng French Advance. So, perspective tayo ng block. So, yung mga basic lang naman na pwede nyong malaman about French Advanced Variation ang ating pag-aaralan. So, meron lang tayong 6 na mode. Mabilis lang naman to. Nagsisimula ang French, syempre kapag ka E4 ang white. So, E6 tayo. D4, best move, D5, and then E5, advance. So, ang best move natin dyan, C5 lagi. C3, Knight C6, Knight F3, Queen B6. So, ganyan lang ang unang 5 tira ng French Advance. So, pagtapos ng Queen B6, marami ng ibang changes dito. Pero papasukin lang natin yung main line. Bishop E2. Ito tatandaan nyo kapag Bishop E2 takes, and then Knight H6. So, pwede rin kayong mag Knight G7 kung ayaw nyo yung variation na matitakes kayo yung, ng Bishop yung Knight nyo sa H6. Pero hindi masama yan. Knight C3, Knight F5, Knight A4. So, threaten to capture the queen, di ba? So, Bishop B4, Bishop D2, Queen A5, Bishop C3, B5, wants to take the knight, A3, Bishop takes, and then Knight takes C3. That's the mode 1 of French Advanced Variation. So now, reset, and then let's go to mode 2. So E4, 6, E4, D5. The main thing that, the main move is E5. So they have to say that this is the French Advance. C5, C3, Knight C6, Knight F3, and then the last move is Queen B6. And as you remember, the last move in mode 1 is Bishop E2, and now we have to change it by playing A3. So mode 2 starts with playing A3. C4, Knight BD2, Knight A5 trying to attack on B3, Bishop E2, Bishop B7, giving some solid space on the queen side, castling, and then castle for black. So in this position, black is favorably better because black can launch F6 to break the center, or launching H5, H4 to attack the king side of white. So castle for black is the last move. Rook B1. So a genius move that can launch and strike attacks with pawns playing B4. Obviously, because the black's king is in the queen side, which can be open if black is not very good in defending. B1, knight B3, trying to not open the file, then put some piece to cover, diba? So knight takes B3, and now we don't want to open this cage or these files for black because it's not good for our position. So we have to play bishop to A4, pinning the knight, then threatening the queen on D1. Then now bishop to E3, then bishop takes B3, black is okay. And then sooner we can go king to B8 if you want, playing F6, G5, or H5. Then put all your pieces to the king side of your opponent. So now, let's go to them from the start. So let's move to mode 3. Okay, after d5, white signature move is playing e5, c5, c3 knight c6, and now, not all the time, queen b6 is best. Black also can try playing bishop d7, just develop the bishop, and then develop piece. So b4, so c takes b4, c takes b4, and now develop the rook on c8. So now, the black here is very developed queen side. Later, black can choose playing knight e7, knight f5, knight e7, knight f5, bishop to e7, and then castling for king. So bishop rook c8, bishop b2. Then now, knight to a5. What? Knight to a5. So let's see if knight a5 is correct. Okay. So if white takes, what's the best move for black? Let's check. Queen a5 check. So not recommending knight a5. Let's take it back. Let's see the book. Bishop d7. So continue. Rook c8. Until rook c8 na lang. I recommend until rook c8. You can play here knight to b4. Rook c8, bishop b2. You can move knight to b4, not knight to a5. Knight to b4, I guess. So you can have um, attack on c2 with the help of your rook on c8. So that's the mode 3. So let's go to mode 4. Oh, let's repeat the mode 3. I guess I just forgot something. e4, e6, d4, d5, e5, c5, c3, knight, c6, knight f3. Queen b6, queen b6, e3, bishop d7. Oh, ayan pala yun. That's it. b4, c takes b4, c takes b4, rook c8, bishop b2, yes, and then knight to a5 because if pawn takes, queen will take on b2. Okay, knight bd2, knight to c4, knight takes c4, d takes c4, rook c1, and then a5. Okay, so that's the mode 3. So let's go to mode 4. Okay, e4, e6, d4, d5, e5, c5, c3, knight c6, knight f3. Now, we change the queen b6 move to bishop d7, bishop e2, knight ge7, castle, c takes d4, c takes d4, knight f5. Knight f5 is a great move. Double attack on d4. with the knight on c6, knight c3, rook c8, a3, a6, bishop e3 to bishop e7, bishop d3, and then knight takes e3. So that's for mode 4. Now let's go to mode 5. Two more. e4, e6, d4, d5, e5, c5, c3, knight c6, knight gf3, not queen b6 again. So first 1 to 4 modes, or 1 to 3 modes is queen b6. Mode 4 is bishop d7. Now mode 5 is knight ge7, knight e3, he takes d4, he takes d4, and then knight f5. Knight c2 trying to solid additional defense on d4 pawn. Queen b6, additional pressure on d4. So as you can see, the main topic of French advance is to take down the pawn on d4. Now bishop d3, bishop b4. Oh, now Gravacious move. King to f1. I think bishop d2 is okay, but that's what book says. King f1 is best. Bishop e7, h4, bishop d7, g4, and then knight h6. So both side is good. I think this two-pawn structure is good for white. Not bad. He can just take this knight. So destroying the king side of my black. And then I guess I will go to the other side, which castle on the queen side. So next mode, have to play e4, e6, d4, d5, e5, c5. Now, white plays last move, knight f3, c takes d4, bishop d3, knight c6, castle, knight g7, bishop to f4, knight g6, a good move. Threatens to take down the pawn on e5 and then making threats on bishop f4. So white would choose to retreat on g3, develop bishop e7, knight bd2, f5. I think it's a good move. If white would take the pawn, choosing en passant, then I guess bishop would take the pawn on f6. So if black can launch his pawn e6 to e5, he has a very strong center. Now, after that, so white would choose to take it. But the book said, and in my idea, I just think that bishop takes f6. So, but in the book, it's so different. G takes f6, knight to h4, then f5, knight takes g6, and then h takes g6. So that's the 6 modes that you have to learn in playing French Advanced Variation. I hope you understand. Thank you and goodbye.